morning news. Our interesting afternoon news comes on at 12 p.m. with updated and fascinating news stories, while the 6 p.m. news rounds up all the happenings of the day to satisfy your curiosity. Join our versatile and credible news team Monday to Friday on Kear Radio.
Good evening and a pleasant welcome to Kear Newsline. 45 minutes of news, views, and analysis on Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our global community. Today is Wednesday, December 18, 2024, and I am Mariama Jalloh presenting these are the top stories. Following the fire outbreak at the Capitol building, the Liberia National Police issues writ of arrest for embattled Speaker Funati Kofa and others following separate social media posts, but Funati Kofa denies link to the incident. Liberia's President Joseph Walker vows to take action against perpetrators of the fire incident at the national legislature as government gives a bounty of 5,000 United States dollars. The National Health Workers Union of Liberia distances itself from the recent strike action undertaken by some of its members. The group says it will continuously advocate for improved working conditions and salary increasement. And away from Liberia, a Nigerian man who has spent 10 years on death row for stealing some hens and eggs promised a pardon by the governor of the South Osun state. Details of these plus other interesting developments are packaged in this news. Stay tuned as we take a short break to be right back with the full bulletin of news. Welcome back and thanks for joining us. At this juncture, we join Aloysius Chea for the Bulletin of News. Good evening, Aloysius.
Good evening, Mariama, and good evening, listeners. The Liberia National Police has issued writ of arrest for 4 individuals, including embattled Speaker Funati Kofa and Montserrado County District 9 Representative Frank Safoko, regarding said separate social media post made in connection to the fire outbreak at the Capitol building. Addressing a news conference, Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman indicated that the government of Liberia will ensure vigorous investigation into the incident, adding that more individuals will be invited in the coming days. Coleman added that embattled Speaker Kofa and others will remain in police custody until the conclusion of the investigation. Recently, embattled Speaker Funati Kofa made a social media post referencing the Alamo, a battle that occurred in 1836. But addressing reporters in Monrovia Wednesday, Speaker Kofa denied links of the social media post to the fire outbreak at the Capitol, noting that the post is about defense of rights by citizens. However, the police inspector general has reaffirmed the government's commitment to adherence to the laws of the country. Liberia's President Joseph Walker has vowed to take actions against perpetrators of the fire incident at the National Legislature. Speaking in an interview with reporters, President Walker described the perpetrators of the actions as hooligans, assuring a full-scale investigation into the matter. He noted that the National Legislature is for responsible individuals, and as such, lawmakers should be responsible at all times. The Liberian leader further condemned the discussion at the legislature, stating the Unity Party-led government will no longer tolerate such acts. He asserted that Liberia as a country striving towards development cannot afford to embrace violence, stressing the need to bring the current impasse to an end. President Walker further urged those with grievances to use proper channels, emphasizing that the authorities will investigate the incident thoroughly to identify the culprits and ensure justice prevail. Meanwhile, he further reaffirmed his government's commitment to serving the interests of the Liberian people. The National Health Workers Union of Liberia has distanced itself from recent strike action undertaken by some health workers in the country. On December 17, 2024, some health workers from Nema bombing in Lofa counties abandoned their duties, citing low salaries and unfavorable working conditions. But in a press release issued on Wednesday, the National Health Workers Union of Liberia disassociated itself from any strike action undertaken by any member of the union. The group says it has been engaged with the Liberian government to advocate for improved working conditions, salary increments, reclassification, employment of volunteer workers, and other essential welfare issues. The release further termed as counterproductive any strike action of health workers while it is negotiating with national government for progressive outcomes. The National Health Workers Union of Liberia at the same time called on all health workers across the country to remain at their assigned post and continue to perform their duties professionally and ethically. Marketeers at the Raritan market in Monrovia have expressed frustration over several issues, including the action of police against the protesters on Tuesday. Speaking with this station on Wednesday, the marketeers stressed that such incident, if not taken into consideration, could lead the country backward. They criticized the government for failing to respect the rule of law and at the same time accused security forces of not doing enough to address critical issues within the House of Representatives. The marketeers called on President Joseph Walker to investigate the matter and stabilize the country, describing the fire outbreak as disheartening. Emphasizing Liberia's history as a peaceful nation, the marketeers urge all stakeholders to work towards restoring peace in the country. The government of Liberia has given a 5,000 United States dollars bounty to individuals providing credible information leading to the fire outbreak at the Capitol building. Addressing a Minka press conference Wednesday, Information Minister Jalloh says the action of the government to provide the fundings is in an effort to uncover the truth and bring the perpetrators to face the weight of the law. He added that such action is unlawful and should be resisted by citizens at all times. The Liberia's information minister furthered that the government of Liberia will take legal actions against individuals involved in the fire outbreak, adding that perpetrators will be charged in accordance with the rule of law. Meanwhile, Minister Kear has urged the Liberian media to follow the ethical standards and be professional in their reportorial duties. He, however, wants citizens to abide by the laws of the country and avoid chaos. Following the fire outbreak at the Capitol building early Wednesday, Firebrand District 10 Representative Yeke Koduba is demanding the immediate arrest of Liberia's President Joseph Walker, Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn, and Police Inspector General Conor Gregory Common. Representative Yeke Koduba, in an interview with reporters Wednesday, accused President Walker and other top government officials of deploying police officers to assault legislators rather than ensuring the safety of the Capitol building. He added that the actions of the government officials are reasons for the fire outbreak at the National Legislature. Representative Koduba asserted that since the controversy at the National Legislature, the Liberian National Police vowed to take full control of the of securing the building, adding that officers of the NP are responsible for the fire. He added that the police failed to protect the Capitol building, but instead takes pleasure in beating lawmakers. However, the Montserrado County lawmaker has expressed skepticism over the police's recent statement, describing the action as a severe violation of lawmakers' rights and betrayal of public trust. The U.S. Embassy in Monrovia has condemned the recent violence that occurred on Capitol Hill Tuesday. In a press release, the U.S. Embassy noted that it is the right of citizens to express their views in a peaceful and orderly manner, adding that violence is never an option. The U.S. Embassy release added that it is important for the current differences to be resolved through an open political process. However, the U.S. Embassy has urged all parties to remain calm and dissolve the impasse at the House of Representatives to enable legislators carry out their respective duties. In the wake of the Christmas celebration, several marketeers in Monrovia have expressed mixed views on the prices of commodities in the country. Some of the marketeers, most of whom are women, frowned at the Barker-led government for being unable to regulate the prices of commodities across Liberia. According to them, such action is unlawful and leads to the increased constraints posed to citizens in the country. At the same time, the marketeers have urged government to take action and ensure that prices of commodities are reduced in order to aid citizens purchase items for their families, especially during this festive season. The marketeers added that the slow pace of buying is due to the hack in goods in different parts of the country, and as such, there is a need for urgent intervention by central government. The Minister of Justice, Councillor Oswald Tweed, says the fire outbreak at the Capitol building is sad, terming it as an ugly day for Liberia. According to Councillor Oswald Tweed, it is a sad day for Liberians across the country, noting that the outbreak is unimaginable, assuring the public of a thorough investigation into the matter. Councillor Tweed assured Liberians that there will be a regular update to citizens as the investigation is conducted. He made these comments to reporters at the grounds of the Capitol building in Monrovia Wednesday. However, the Liberia's Justice Minister further called on the international partners to assist with the investigation, emphasizing the government's commitment to uncovering the truth. He disclosed that while no arrests have been made, Minister Tua showed citizens that the investigation is a priority as directed by President Joseph Boakai. The chairman of the ruling Unity Party, Luther Tapet, has termed as unpatriotic and barbaric the action of burning down the Capitol building. Chairman Luther Tapet noted that Liberians are charged with the responsibility of keeping the peace of the country, regardless of the current impasse of the national legislature. He added that Liberia needs to compete with other countries around the world, noting that it cannot be done in the midst of violence. Chairman Luther Tapet made this assertion to reporters in Monrovia Wednesday. The Unity Party chairman furthered that the current impasse at the House of Representatives is an internal issue and must be settled by the lawmakers. Meanwhile, Chairman Tape has reaffirmed President Walker's commitment to upholding the peace, adding that actions should be taken following the investigation. And a young Liberian spoken word artist and business owner, Christiana Olu King, is encouraging Liberian women to always believe in themselves and remain independent in the midst of life challenges. According to her, young girls should always strive to become the best and work harder in order to achieve their goals and become better in society. Ms. Olu King noted that the young women and girls have the potential and ability to contribute to the developmental drive and lead the transformation of the nation if they remain resilient and steadfast in the struggle. Christiana Olu King is the founder and chief executive officer of the Identity Beads, a business that produces customized fashion bracelets and bags, amongst others. Christiana Olu King made these comments when she served as guest on our sister's program Women Impact on Wednesday. The young Liberian spoken word artist will host a one-day dinner at the Christ Apostolic Church in Omatade on December 27, 2024 to raise over 5,000 United dollars to support her business and help educate school-going kids. She, however, launched a passionate appeal to all well-meaning Liberians and humanitarians to support her initiative. Well, Mariama, that's the latest in the news bulletin.
The bulletin of news is regular featured on Kear Newsline. Following the fire outbreak at the Capitol building, the Liberia National Police issues rate of arrest for embattled Speaker Fanati Kofar and others following separate social media posts about Fanati Kofar denies link to the incident. Liberia's President Joseph Boakai vows to take action against perpetrators of the fire incident at the national legislature as government gave a bounty of 5,000 United States dollars. The National Health Workers Union of Liberia distances itself from the recent strike action undertaken by some of its members. The group says it will continue to advocate for improved working conditions and salary increment. And away from Liberia, a Nigerian man who has spent 10 years on death row for stealing some hens and eggs promised a pardon by the governor of the southwestern Osun state. That was a look at today's top stories. We are taking a short break to be right back with the voices of those making the news. Welcome back and thanks for rejoining us. Let's now bring you the voices of those making the news, starting with this development. The Liberia National Police has issued a rate of arrest for four individuals, including Mbattle Speaker Fanati Kofa and Monserrato County District 9 Representative Frank Tafoko, regarding separate social media posts made in connection to the fire outbreak at the Capitol building. Addressing a news conference, Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman indicated that the government of Liberia will ensure vigorous investigation into the incident, adding that more individuals will be invited in the coming days. Colonel Coleman added that the battle speaker Funati Kofa and others will remain in police custody until the conclusion of the investigation.
The electronic evidence, pieces of evidence that we're looking at. I think you mentioned the issue of Alamo and the video that's in circulation with Honorable Fogo. That, I mean, in clear relation to what I just explained, I mean, if you make those kind of comments and it immediately manifests, we don't see it as a coincidence. I mean, for us, until we can clear all doubt around it, we will investigate it. So this particular comment as well is one of the electronic evidence that we're looking at. So yes, that we're looking at that very, very seriously. We'll take it like you're not bothered that you just say something and they're automatically they're happy. So we too we're looking at it to get better understanding. If there has no connection, fine. But for now, we haven't ruled out the fact that fire just happened. It's we believe that there was an accident. We believe that it's an arson attack. So until we can fully investigate, to be informed that none of the things that we're looking at now are connected with it, then we'll go back and we'll an active investigation, looking at everything that are being posted on social media, everything we can find in the print media, and stuff that people have said, people are bringing to connect to this particular incident. The journalists and police clash at Capitol, I don't know if there's a clear identification for journalists who are assigned to the Capitol, because you get to the Capitol and everybody will just show up with an ID card and say, well, I'm a journalist, and we're walking. But like the executive mentioned, you clearly identify as the EM person. So if you all will put yourself together, those who are assigned it, and at least have some level of identification, then we will reduce that interaction between the police and those who are reporting. I mean, they don't know who are.
Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman there speaking. The government of Liberia has given a 5,000 United States dollars bounty to individuals providing credible information leading to the fire outbreak at the Capitol building. Addressing Mika press briefing Wednesday, Information Minister Jerry McPia says the action of the government to provide the fundings is in an effort to uncover the truth and bring the perpetrators to face the weight of the law. He added that such action is unlawful and should be resisted by citizens at all times.
Going this drought season, and by this evening, very big news, which I guess many people know already, but want to wait officially will be made. This is not something that is common. It requires people who understand what it means to do the business of government to just achieve those kinds of in a year's time. The president was elected for 6 years, but in less than a year, we're having these big wins. And rather than working together to sustain the progress we're making as a country, seeing these elements of lawlessness and violence that is permeating the society, which the government must say, like the president said this morning, are all considered unacceptable. If there are people who believe that it will cause insurrection here, if there are people who believe that they will make violence as a way of life here, let me call your attention to the fact that there's a government here. And we have a responsibility as a government. Primary among them is to ensure the protection of lives and property. And we will not falter, not default on that responsibility. To those who are bent on causing chaos in the society, be warned. Excesses will not be tolerated. We'll face you head on within the confines of the law and ensure that the peace that our people deserve is attained. Just as you think you have the right to do the thing you want to do, all got their right to move around freely, go about their normal businesses, for somebody trying to obstruct what they want to do. We do not have space for violence because the history that we have as a country, as it relates to what has happened here, is something that should keep all of us walking in chalk now. You media, you got a very serious role to play in all this. Sometimes we turn, things happen that everybody will see, and you see some media outlets creating a different scenarios, and you wonder, where did they see that? Are we not supposed to, as the Pope estate, yes, have to communicate, which is your work? Are we not also supposed to be concerned about the peace and security of the country? Are we supposed to be conducting ourselves in ways just to prove that we are a tough media entity? Toughness of a media institution rests in the credibility you bring with the information you put on. Not with the regular behavior on leaking in such comment. Caring less about what will happen here. You care where this play goes into playing? Some of you, not all of you. I mean, to a general level, the media has been doing excellent. But there are some who say, no matter what happens, whether you do good or everything, we continue to paint everything black and ugly.
Information Minister Jeremy McPear says to the press, marketers at the Rallytown Market in Monrovia have expressed frustration over several issues, including the action of police against protesters on Tuesday. Speaking with the station on Wednesday, the marketers stressed that such incidents, if not taken into consideration, will lead the country backward. They criticized the government of failing to respect the rule of law and at the same time accused security forces of not doing enough to address critical issues within the House of Representatives.
My name is Benuba. I sell chicken in this market, Raditon market. The problem about our lawmaker, we put them there to do our work. We want the right thing from our president to a president to that there. We need the right thing for him to follow the constitution because the constitution makes the country.
Anyway, our country problem is not derived from president. It derived from the host. They the one causing trouble for all in the country. They know what they do. So they think that going on is not about President Bouaka. They won't. But the people that we voted for, call themselves representatives, senator. These are the people that are enemy for all in the country.
During our president term, people saying that they want to go for protest. Why can't they give the people the chance to go for the protest? Let the people speak their mind, what is on their mind. And then now they want to make it all the fight. So I have a serious problem with the regime. So for this matter, we want our president, and we say, how they call him, Joseph Bouaka, to come in and look at the present condition on the ground now. Because he is a president, he need to come to his people need. See what we're going through in this country. It is not easy. Look at the market you're looking at today.
Marketers in Rallytown Market expressing themselves. News coming in says there is an outbreak of fire at Bikana around the Bassa Highway School area. This is a development story. We will bring you the full details in our subsequent news. A young Liberian spokesperson, word artist, and business owner, Christina Olu King, is encouraging Liberian women to always believe in themselves and remain independent in the midst of the challenges. According to her, young girls should always strive to become the best and work harder in order to achieve their goals and become better in society. Christina Olu King is the founder and chief executive officer of the Identity bays and business that produce customized fashion bracelets and bags, among others. Christina Olu King made these comments when she served as guest on our sister's program, Women's Impact, on Wednesday.
So on the 27th of December, I'll be having a dinner program on my birthday. And the aim of this program is to raise funds for my business. I'm trying to raise up to $5,000 to get a shop and to get a website. I'm into beading. My business is called Identity Beads. So we make custom my bracelets, custom my custom my napkin boxes, custom my bags. We also do fashion bracelet, fashion napkin boxes, and fashion bags as well. So that's what we do, and we also teach young children. So I've been able to teach over 200 plus students in Liberia. Young females, it's gonna be hard. So I should, but keep on pushing yourself. At the end of the day, people will come around. So keep on pushing yourself. Sometimes even when people are around, they can be more lonely. That's what I've learned. But keep on going. Just believe in who you are and work hard and be independent. Be very independent. You want to have around you a supportive group of people. But even if they are supportive, be independent. Be independent. Be your own strength. There are plans like that. For that, I will need some sponsors to sponsor this course. But there are plans for that. There are plans for that. So I'm having my program on the 27th of December. Forward music program, and it's gonna be like the fundraising we're gonna talk about. I look forward to seeing you guys on the 27th of December.
Liberian young spoken word artist Christina Olu King there speaking following the fire outbreak at the Capitol building early Wednesday. Firebrand District 10 Representative Yeke Kaluba is demanding the immediate arrest of Liberia's President Joseph Walker, Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn, and Police Inspector Gregory Coleman. Representative Yeke Kaluba, in an interview with reporters Wednesday, accused President Walker and other top government officials of developing police officers to assault legislators rather than ensuring the safety of the Capitol building. He added that the action of the government officials are reasons for the fire outbreak in the national legislature.
Liberian people want to condemn the attitude of people that said they were in charge of this building. We want to condemn the attitude of people that have been beating people in the building and said they were in charge of the building. The director of police said they were restricting the building for chaos to not go on here. Where were they when the building got burned? Control, right? So, but now, Joseph Walker should be on investigation. Jeremiah Kuhn should be on investigation. And the director of police that brought people here, a brutal last lawmaker, and said the building will be controlled. The building is under the supervision of the police. So where were they? Where were they when the building got burned? Joseph Walker is disrespecting all the laws of this country, even the training position. Joseph Walker is a compromised the whole security sector of this country, and he's in charge. So I think that now Joseph Walker should be on investigation. Jeremiah Kuhn should be on investigation, and the director of police that came here with police officers and deploy police where the big lawmakers. So the owner brought where the big lawmakers not to control the daily. They are responsible for it. I said my statement. They are responsible for it because they told the Liberian people that they will maintain their building and their building will be secure. Well, Fred thought Joseph Walker but now should be on investigation. The Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn should be on investigation, and the director of police that brought police here and brutalized us in the maintaining.
Firebrand District 10 Representative Yeke Koluba there speaking. We are taking a short break to be right back with more developments. Welcome back and thanks for rejoining us. If you are just tuning in, you are listening to Kear News Line 45 minutes of news, views, and analysis on Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our global community. And these are stories topping the headlines. Following the fire outbreak at the Capitol building, the Liberia National Police issues writ of arrest for embattled Speaker Fonati Kofa and others following separate social media posts, but Fonati Kofa denies link to the incident. Liberia's President Joseph Walker vows to take action against perpetrators of the fire incident at the national legislature as government gives a bounty of 5,000 United States dollars. The National Health Workers Union of Liberia distances itself from the recent strike action undertaken by some of its workers. The group says it is continuously going to advocate for improved working conditions and salary increment. And away from home, a Nigerian man who has spent 10 years in prison on death row for stealing some hens and eggs promised a pardon by the governor of the South Usun state. Let's now bring you the voices of those making the news, starting with this development. In the week of the Christmas celebration, several marketers in Monrovia have expressed mixed views on the prices of commodities in the country. Some of the marketers, most of whom are women, frowned at Waka-led government for being unable to regulate the prices of commodities across the country. According to them, such action is unlawful and leads to the increase of constraint posed by citizens in the country. The voices of marketers in Monrovia. The National Health Workers Union of Liberia has distanced itself from the recent strike action undertaken by some health workers in Liberia. On December 17, 2024, some health workers from Nimba, Bomi, and Lufa counties abandoned their duties, citing low salaries and unaffordable working conditions. We are sorry, we cannot bring you that voice. The chairman of the ruling Unity Party, Luto Tape, has termed as unpatriotic and barbaric the action of burning down the Capitol building. Chairman Luto Tape noted that Liberians are charged with the responsibility of keeping the peace of the country, regardless of the current impasse at the national legislature.
At this point, I think we will wait until this full investigation is conducted. And of course, I know that we all have the responsibility to keep the peace of our country. And no matter what happening here, Liberia's interest is number one. And I think that's what we all need to run with from here. This is not the way you treat your country. Whoever did that is very unpatriotic, it's barbaric. Whatever the case, I don't know what to report, but Liberia need to compete. And we can't compete in the midst of violence. This nation needs to be treated with respect, and this is why the Unity Party is going to love. I've always said what is happening here is it's an internal issue. Uh, it's time for the country to come back together. Well, Liberians elected President Barack to provide leadership for our country in good times and in bad times. This is one of the saddest moments of our country that our House of National Assembly is going to take a fight. And I think the president is not going to take it lightly. And I would say to all the Liberians, watch. GMB is going to investigate and act accordingly.
The chairman of the ruling Unity Party, Luto Tape, made these assertions to reporters in Monrovia Wednesday. The Minister of Justice, Councillor Oswald Tue, says the fire outbreak at the Capitol buildings is sad, terming it as an ugly day for Liberia. According to Councillor Oswald, it is a sad day for Liberians across the country, noting that the outbreak is unimaginable, assuring the public of a thorough investigation into the matter. Councillor Tue assured Liberians that there will be a regular update to citizens as the investigation is conducted.
The morning Friday is a sad day for us, for every Liberian. It's a very, very sad day. There's something that in our wildest imagination, in our waking moments, our sleeping moments, that we never conceive that could happen in our nation. But it has happened. Now it could be upon the government to conduct a relevant investigation and determine what happened, whether a crime was committed or they were due to some electrical malfunction and so on. So we are being instructed by the president to investigate, which we do. However, where the trail leads, we'll follow it. People or persons of interest will be invited for meeting. We investigate, and the Liberian people will be given the facts, the findings of our investigation. You can see there's a whole rotunda. It's a basically we call a crime scene. I've been calling all our foreign partners and friends to assist us in the investigation. And we'll keep it up. Right? I can't put a time.
Minister Oswald Tue made these comments to reporters at the grounds at the Capitol building in Monrovia Wednesday. In battle, Speaker of the House of Representatives has termed as unfortunate the fire outbreak at the National Legislature. Speaker Kofa noted that the incident needs to be investigated and actions taken against perpetrators. He added that the fire outbreak is the second in less than a month at the legislature, and as such, a full-scale investigation must be conducted, but asserting the reasons behind the continuously occurrence. In battle, Speaker Funati Kofa made these comments in an interview with reporters at the Capitol building Wednesday. Commenting on social media post, Speaker Kofa clarified that even though he has managed his account, the AMO represent the defense of his rights, adding that it has nothing to do with the fire incident as speculated by Liberians.
Well, I don't manage my page, but the Alamo, represented a group of men and women who were few and defended their rights. That's what the Alamo is. It's about the defense of rights and standing up. As I just described it, it was a very unfortunate situation we have here. I think last week there was some smoke coming out of there. I hope those who were in charge of the building will have maybe looked at it and investigated it properly. But first of all, we need to know what happened. Without knowing what happened, we cannot make conclusions. No, this building is old. As you recall, we were undergoing renovations of the building when another group was using that portion, so we had to stop the renovation. It's a very old building. There were several renovations that went on. We think that the structure itself is not too sound. We were advised by the contractor.
Speaker Funati Kofa there speaking. Marketers at the Ralita Market in Monrovia have expressed frustration over several issues, including the action of police against the protesters on Tuesday. The citizens criticized the government for failing to respect the rule of law, at the same time accused security forces of not doing enough to address critical issues within the House of Representatives.
Anyway, I introduction, they call me Prince. My name, I get to say now, what's going on, it's not right. It's not cool. So we are citizens here, we have to go outside together and think how to go far, to carry the country far. You know, with the number, we're going to make noise in the house, yeah, more than yourself. But I'm sorry for my parents too. I get one for the person that come because they don't get no right to go on a person. Everybody just say now they think about better Liberia. Yeah. So now the thing is going in our country, make it with a citizen there, for fair power, and make other people from outside to be scared to come in our country. Yeah, be scared in our country. The people in the country, they are so happy. All the family there, the children there, will lead the country. So we are the lower people, citizens of the country. When they cannot see happening, when they talk about protests, we all just say now, we look at it. They're the people that so do the things. Yeah, so we have feeling bad. So I'm like,
Marketers at Rallytown Market in Monrovia are expressing their frustration. With this, we bring you foreign developments. A Nigerian man who has spent 10 years on death row for stealing some hens and eggs has been promised a pardon by the governor of the southwestern Osun state. Sigon Oluwoki was 17 years old in 2010 when he was arrested along with his accomplice, Morakin, Sunday. They were said to have attacked the home of a police officer and another person with an old fashioned wooden gun and a sword, but only got away with the plurality. In 2014, Justice Fida Folola of the Usun State High Court sentenced the two to death by hanging after finding them guilty of forcefully breaking into the police officer's house and stealing his belongings. This development is taking us home, but before we go, we bring you a recap of the headlines. Following the fire outbreak at the Capitol building, the Liberian National Police issues rate of arrest for embattled Speaker Funati Kofa and others following separate social media posts. But Funati Kofa denies link to the incident. Liberia President Joseph Walker vows to take actions against perpetrators of the fire incident at the National Legislature as government gives a bounty of 5,000 United States dollars. The National Health Workers Union of Liberia distances itself from the recent strike action undertaken by some of its members. The group says it will continuously advocate for improved working conditions and salary increment. Away from Liberia, a Nigerian man who has spent 10 years on death row for stealing some hens and eggs promised a pardon by the governor of the Osun Western State. That brings us to the end of today's edition of Kear Newsline. On behalf of the news team, my name is Mariama Jalloh. I presented.